He comes up, hey, I live a mile down the road. I've been driving by you for 2 months. What do you got going on? And instead of immediately showing him the product, I start dropping F-bombs. I'm cursing, the mask, the this, the that.
You're really letting it all out.
Oh, my gosh. And he's just, for 5 minutes, just listening. And then he said, well, tell me about your fire pit. And I did. And then he pulled up his phone. He said, let me show you what I'm doing on Facebook.
Yeah.
I looked. I didn't even notice the name. I just see 3.5 million followers. I start dropping some more language. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
And you may have heard of me. My name's Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
He was on night 6 of 100 consecutive nights of lighting a campfire in his backyard. He called it American Campfire Revival. Yeah. And with the purpose of having a 100-day hopeful plan.
We believe that you are strong by design, and you were made in God's image to have a strong body, mind, and spirit. You're listening to the #1 Strength and Health Authority podcast in the world. So let's get ready to unlock your potential and transform your life in today's episode.
Here we go. We're still here at Rise Up Con. Things are getting down to the nitty gritty. Everyone's packing up early to get the heck out of here, but not us. We are warriors to the end. Just like our brand new friend Adam. Adam has an awesome story to share, and what he's creating by hand. Yeah. What he's making is fantastic, and I can't wait to buy one myself. His whole thing, I'm just so excited. This might be the guy I'm most excited to talk to on the podcast, and I don't think it's the Celsius talking or the fact that I haven't eaten in 7 hours. No, I think what he's doing, what he stands for, and what he's trying to do as a hardworking entrepreneur with an amazing talent is just really exciting. So, Adam, welcome to Strong by Design.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Absolutely. It was funny because it wasn't that long ago that, for whatever reason, a Kirk Cameron video popped up on my feed.
Yes.
And it was for these fire pits.
Yes.
In some dude's garage.
That was my garage.
And I haven't seen this yet. I can't wait to watch.
All of a sudden, we walk over there, and here he is at Rise Up Con.
You're like, wait, I remember that fire pit.
Right.
I recognize that guy.
That's right.
That's right.
It's so awesome. So why don't you just tell us what you're doing and why you're doing it, and anything else that your deepest, darkest secrets. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just keep it with the fire pit.
Okay, let's stick with the fire pits.
I burn all that other stuff up. So I believe I've been an entrepreneur all my life, never really been able to make anything work. But now I decided to create a fire pit, proudly made in the USA, try and make stuff in our country instead of selling out overseas like we've done for decades. I believe patriotic entrepreneurs, particularly small business patriotic entrepreneurs, are really the solution to help turn the tide back, because they're the ones that are going to speak up, and they're the ones that can't be controlled. That's why during all the COVID nonsense, they didn't lock down the big guys, but they locked down the little guys. And so it's very obvious what's happening. So I decided to create a fire pit to help, in a fun way, create a kind of an innovative fire pit in that you can change out it has decorative panels around it, and you have the freedom to easily change them out, take them off, put on different messages for the holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever, or put on Let's Go Brandon, or maybe even take it to another level if you so desire.
Because it's custom, right?
These are all custom.
But the whole idea is to get people out under the stars for a few hours. It's a wood burning fire pit, so once you light it, you're going to be out there for a couple hours. You're going to be forced to have a conversation if you're with people, and or even an argument or a debate, or maybe even a next level up. But you're at least doing it face to face and not doing it with this cockamamie thing.
That's right.
I love it, but I hate it. It's kind of
same feelings here. Love-hate relationship.
It's a tool. That's right.
But when it becomes a consumption, it's a problem. And it's highly addictive, and we all know it because it happens to everybody.
And I know personally how much I enjoy a nice fire, and I know this gentleman right here, absolutely, when he sees a fire, he's like a moth. He's drawn to this
There's
heat,
a fake fire in the hotel over there. I'm like, Chris, can we just
an American campfire, a campfire is kind of in our DNA.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, that's why you see all these country artists singing around a campfire, all this kind of stuff. It's where we're at, and we need to get back to it. And what better than around a campfire? And you mentioned Kirk Cameron. He was doing his American Campfire Revival. That's how I ended up meeting him, and then he started using my fire pit.
Share that story, because this is a good story.
It's a crazy story. So so this was about 3 years ago in the height of the lockdowns. I live in Los Angeles, so all the immoral lockdowns were happening. I decided to launch this.
I love your adjectives with everything.
Yeah.
Well, you got to call it for what it is.
Right.
I mean,
No,
why
it's
fluff
great.
it up?
It's
It was a totally unjustified, immoral lockdown that decimated people's lives.
Yep.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Yep.
So, and then you get a little jack entrepreneur like, I don't can I speak like that?
All right, let me
course
friend the
you
talk
can.
about it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
You
no,
can
so
say
you
Jack.
get this guy like me, like one of tens of thousands of American entrepreneurs trying to do something during that period. And of course, you can't do a trade show.
Yeah.
So I just put graphics on my truck, set up on a major thoroughfare between Malibu Beach and Agora, and hoping to maybe meet some people selling these expensive fire pits.
Yeah.
Expensive, but well worth it.
That's right.
But
they
only
look
quality,
awesome.
only
They look
only
awesome.
expensive relative to the crap from China.
Yes.
Sure.
So we've come accustomed to,
Yeah.
that fire pit should be $100, $200, $300. Well, it's being made in China.
Yeah.
So what do you expect? And you're going to buy another one in 2 years. But anyway,
That's exactly right.
I digress. And so I set up there and took my son out there and sold a few fire pits. And then one day, after 2 months, a guy pulls up.
So you're next to like the watermelon stands, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
You're the guy with a fire pit.
There's a fruit stand
Yeah.
and then a bonsai tree stand.
Okay.
And that bonsai tree stand's been there for freaking eons.
Yeah.
Like I don't even understand the fascination with the freaking bonsai
Yeah.
tree. And people selling you can't keep the
Do you
bonsai
think-
trees in stock.
Do you
Oh
think
my
they
gosh,
would
dude.
have
Mr.
sold
Miyagi,
I was
huh?
going to
Yeah.
say,
What are you
hey,
gonna
if
do?
Karate Kid never came out,
No one would even know
no one
what
would
that
even
is.
want to buy one.
Yeah. I don't get it.
So way to go, Karate Kid.
Yeah, and I think they were annoyed because here I was. But anyway,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
took over their turf.
Yeah.
So I was there, and after about 2 months, again, you never know who's driving by. A guy pulls up. Remember, this is the height of the immoral lockdowns 3 years ago. He comes up, hey, I live a mile down the road. I've been driving by you for 2 months. What do you got going on? And instead of immediately showing him the product, I was pissed off with what's going on in America, like so
Yeah.
many of us.
Yeah.
I start dropping F-bombs. I'm cursing,
Yeah.
the mask, the this, the that.
You're really letting it all out
Oh
on
my
this guy.
gosh!
Yeah.
And he's just for 5 minutes just listening. Mm-hmm. I was just happy he wasn't wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have unloaded right at him. And then he said, "Well, tell me about your fire pit."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I did. And then he pulled up his phone. He said, "Let me show you what I'm doing on Facebook."
Yeah.
I looked. I didn't even notice the name. I just see 3.5 million followers. I start dropping some more language. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
And you may have heard of me.
Yeah.
My name's Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're freaking kidding me.
Yeah.
And so, and that's a true story. And I
Yeah.
have the pictures I could show you.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that he was on night 6, a mile down the road from me for those 2 months at his house, in
Yeah.
his backyard, because of all the immoral lockdowns. I keep saying it to hit it home. He was on night 6 of 100 consecutive nights of lighting a campfire in his backyard. He called it American Campfire Revival.
Yeah.
And with the purpose of having a 100-day hopeful plan instead of the Biden 100-day depressing slip my wrist plan.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, those are my words, not his.
No,
Yeah.
I know where you're
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
And that's what he was doing for 100 consecutive nights. So on night 7, he starts using my fire pit.
Yeah, that's
in his
cool.
backyard with
Yeah.
God Bless America on the
Can
fire
I just
pit.
say, with the
awesome.
turf war with the bonsai trees,
Yeah.
I think Fire Pit wins.
Yeah, Fire Pit
Yeah.
wins.
Fire
yeah.
Pit
Give me
wins
that
over
part.
bonsai.
I'm running
Yeah.
low on wood.
If you're fighting with a fire pit and a bonsai tree, Fire Pit wins.
Yeah.
every
I
time.
think so.
No doubt.
I
Sorry.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what an incredible story. I mean, it's just very cool how God works and intertwines these different things. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, here's this guy
Yes.
who has an incredible following doing fire pit stuff, randomly driving by a guy
Yeah.
selling fire pits on the side of the road with the same messaging that he's trying to bring.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
So cool.
And you
Yeah.
guys strike up a friendship, and
Yeah.
not that much, fast forward a couple of years later, right? And he's at your garage.
Oh, yeah. So it's still a fight, as an entrepreneur. Sometimes people think success happens overnight. Well, it's really success happens over like 15 years.
Yes,
right?
exactly right.
Overnight success happens in 15 years.
Yes.
So people don't really, so that's my world along with many other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So it's been up and down, supply chain issues, blah, blah, blah. I've had to modify cost to the consumer because we're living in a tough time right now. So,
Yeah.
and a couple months ago, I got news from my fabricator down the road that I work with. I design everything, but they have the think it's pretty expensive equipment to cut it, and then I assemble them all by hand, and then yeah.
That guy's stealing our wheel.
Hold on. I'm going to give him a dry erase marker. Hold on.
Yeah.
Keep going. You guys keep
going. So anyway, I just called him up. I said, hey, would you like to come on over and do a campfire in my house and show your audience what one authentic entrepreneur is doing from the garage?
Yeah.
And so we did. So he came. This was like within 2 hours. He came over.
Yep.
My 15-year-old filmed us just on his iPhone, and we lit up a campfire, and I walked everyone through the shipping station on my dryer, and
and I saw.
But I have an automatic tape machine on my dryer.
I mean, that's kind of it's kind of cool that at least it reached people. I mean, because I saw it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I met you today.
Yeah.
I met you today or yesterday.
Today, I think.
One of these days. Yeah, maybe it was today. Yeah, it was today.
Yeah,
it's been so long. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
But I just we're so grateful for what you are doing and the message that you're bringing, and we were talking about this a little bit at your booth, just that the state of apathy that a lot of people have been lulled into, or this feeling of powerlessness. And so you are one of several people that we know that are saying, no, we can't be quiet. And obviously that's a Kirk Cameron message as well.
Sure.
Is we got to stand up and be bold for the things we believe in, because if not, we're seeing the outcomes of being quiet, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, as we talked about, is all you got to do is look back just over a couple hundred years ago, our founding fathers.
Yep.
I mean, they pledged everything, their lives, their sacred fortune, and some of them died during the Revolutionary War, lost their land, children died. They were willing to get uncomfortable and sacrifice everything, and so we owe it to them and frankly
to ourselves
and really the basic moral foundation to speak up. If we don't, then we're enslaved, and we kind of already are there, it feels like. But if we don't speak up, then what? And so we have to, and we all have a different way of doing it. Some of us are dropping F-bombs all the time. Some of us don't. Some of us make stuff. Some of us have a podcast. Some of us,
there's different ways to minister.
We all have a different way. We all have a purpose.
Should show up to vote.
Yeah, we all have a purpose, and your vote does matter.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So and that's what we're talking about. Is there's studies. I also do some stuff with Ted Nugent, and Ted Nugent is working with some groups because a lot of hunters who are extremely patriotic didn't traditionally get out to vote, because they felt like their vote didn't matter. But actually, it turns out when in mass they do, it
makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference. It will affect the election.
Every vote really does matter, because if everyone has that same mentality, well, what's my vote matter, or what's my voice matter, what's my impact in my community matter? Well, geez, if hundreds or thousands of people start feeling that way, which is contagious, and
not only that, you can't have. That's kind of in the same vein. You cannot mope around with despair.
No,
you have to fight and have hope.
Yeah,
despair. I'm not big on the scriptures, but I think it's even a sin to have despair, even in the Old Testament. I think. Don't quote me.
No, it plays into fear. It plays into we're told to fear
worry
not.
I mean,
you're not supposed to have anxiety and worry.
Like 300 some
365 or 366 times in the Bible it says fear not.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so then what are we doing?
Yeah.
We need to live by, and it's hard because we're human. So of course anxiety sets in, and
we naturally follow that direction.
Yeah, 100%. But so you can't be apathetic.
Yeah.
You cannot have despair.
So if someone
it's not in our blood.
Yeah.
to be that
someone
way.
says, I love what you're doing. I want to support you. I want to support your business. How do we get them a fire pit? Where do they need to go?
Simple. MyFireside.com.
MyFireside.com.
Or you can call me. I have a number on there. It comes right to me.
Yep.
Doesn't go to freaking India or anything like that. If I don't answer, I'll call you right back.
Yeah.
But myfireside.com. And I should just tell you, some people get confused because it's a freedom-loving fire pit. If you get a fire pit, you put that in the cart, go pick 3 stock panels. That's included. with the fire pit. American flag, God bless America, Psalm 23.
Don't
whatever.
tread on me.
Don't tread on me. Let's go brand it. Whatever.
All the goods.
Yeah, but that's the idea. And any questions, just call me.
Yeah. And you have different sizes, right? You have 2 sizes?
2 sizes, and I call them the big guy and the little guy.
Okay.
So everything I'm doing, I'm just trying to kind of keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, there you go.
And
That's good.
that I think it's important for people who are branding to do that.
Yeah.
Big blocky letters, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool that you do custom stuff.
Yeah.
I also saw a really cool design with like a deer and some mountains.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It just looks awesome. So you're doing a really, really good job with
looking.
it.
And it also has such charm too, because you have used panels that have been already around on a burn, and they start to get this amazing color.
They get a heat
coloring to them.
patina. And that's what happens with stainless steel. You burn it, it goes golden brown, blues, purples. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thank you for what you do, for your hard work, for grinding.
Thank you.
For being a Patriot, and thank you for your service. You were in
the Marines.
In the Marines. And once a Marine, always a Marine.
Always. Semper
Hoorah, Semper
Yeah,
Fi.
we actually met on the plane here, a 19-year-old who just
sat
finished
between
his
us.
first year in his Marine. He's
As a U.S. Marine.
Yeah, he was going home for a little bit, but he's in the Marine Corps. So,
good young man.
We're starting and ending with bookend Marines, I guess.
Yeah,
there you go.
I love it.
So it's good.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
Adam.
thanks for
so
having
much.
me on.
Appreciate you
it's
so
been a
much.
pleasure, brother. Yeah, this won't
I
be
don't
the
know
last
if I've
time.
ever been on a podcast.
Well, there you go.
Well, maybe we'll have to do it again.
I told him when he's going to have to come to Florida. He's going to have to hand deliver
Ours when we buy them,
and come down and we'll podcast.
We'll light it up.
We'll light it up.
A forced
That's what I'm saying.
vacation.
That's
forced
right.
vacation.
That's
We'll
right.
supply the bourbon and the cigars. You bring the fire pits.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah,
I love
that'd
it,
be
man.
awesome.
Well, God bless you, brother.
Appreciate it.
You too. All right.
Thank you so much for listening to the Strong by Design podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe so that more people can find out about our show. Plus, you don't want to miss any future episodes with the amazing guests and topics we have lined up for you.